Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hi, I'm David. David's Kitchen. We've got a beautiful setup today. We've got a waffle maker from 1967, which is still operational. I've got a fantastic set of organic, or it says 85% organic waffle, multi-grain waffle mix. So that's pretty good. And I'm going to add some organic milk to that. I've got the stuff sitting around in the refrigerator. I've got to use it up. So instead of water, I'm going to just go with organic milk. And I'm going to make a kind of a chicken dish that's going to be going into the waffle. So it's a super chicken waffle. I've tried this before, but I've never perfected it. So I'm going to go for a really fine mince on some the same kind of thigh meat I bought. Remember last week I talked about getting these big, huge packages, 2.5 pounds of boneless thigh meat, antibiotic free. I'm going to use the $1 portion remaining at the bottom here and cut it up. So let's get started with that. Put it in here. Make sure I get everything out of the bag. You know, I reuse these bags, not for food. I rinse them out, making sure there's no oil in them, and I use them for, around the house. Storing things that, mixing concrete. It's great for mixing concrete. If you're ever doing a job. But these bags are pretty industrial, the ones they put the chicken in. Well, I don't like thighs either. And I realized I didn't want to buy this product anymore. That's why we're eating it right now. I was a little bit kind of put off by the toughness. And I felt that, what I have to do is like cut it up. Yeah, exactly. Don't ever come back here again criticizing how I look. I look great. Yeah, you just lost your count, buddy. Thank you. I cannot imagine doing a technologically advanced show like this during any time period in American history other than now. Our computers are low cost, consumer friendly, we have prosumer quality, and a lot of the work that goes into these kinds of setups involves like setting up 3 or 4 different things and then shooting it while I have another show ready to go in the other room. So there's a lot of things that go into these shows, so that's why I feature this on Technology Thursday. Even my Skype show, which this computer will handle, has to be managed through a VPN because Skype is technically still kind of an open IP vulnerability for a lot of people. So it's kind of complicated now. It's not supposed to be complicated, but it is. So that's why I like cooking. It's simple. So we're going to go ahead and cut these things up with a knife. And I'm going to go for like really small cuts, almost mincing. I mean, not quite, but like less than, see what I mean? And I think if I cook them fairly slowly with a green pepper, or actually I'm going with a red pepper and a yellow pepper, and onions and celery, and I'm going to make everything kind of small. So when it goes into the waffle, it will be easy to taste the chicken. And I'm going to try to infuse the taste with mozzarella cheese. I have mozzarella cheese too. I picked up a really good deal on that. So yeah, so this is going to be an interesting blend of vegetables, chicken, and this is, like I said, I didn't really want to eat the thigh meat, but it definitely has the oil in it that you need when you get the chicken taste. So, do you love thighs, really? Pedro's half brother loves thighs. I like it when they're fried really, high temperature kind of thing. So we might try that initially. What do you say we get that kind of glazed chicken taste? And I think I'm going to go with, as opposed to peanut oil, or I'm going to kind of go forward with my sesame oil. Normally I cook with olive oil, but I've got some toasted sesame oil. It might give this kind of an Asian flair. I don't know. But I'm still looking for something really tasty and meaty. All right, so I cut all that chicken up. I'm going to rinse the knife and my hands off. You don't want to get any chicken on other food or on any other things other than... All right. So I'm going to start this pan back here at level 3. Actually, I'm going to kick it up to level 6 back there. I'm going to get it really hot. I'm going to throw some sesame oil on this. And I picked this up at a specialty store. It's really good. It's Japanese toasted sesame oil. And it's really good with ginger, too. Yeah. You're lagging? Really? And I want to use some of this old ginger powder up, so I'm going to kind of throw that in there. Oh, Amber, I hear you. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is get the oil on the hot pan going. I'm going to prep my waffle mix. Got a nice Pyrex I'm going to do that in. Let's see, we've got a multi-grain. If I need any other flour, I've got this organic pastry flour. Also from Arrowhead Mills. Now I get these flour boxes for 99 cents each when they're, get them on sale. Whenever they want to get rid of flour, you want to consider that. Let's start with the recipe here. 3/4 cup of Arrowhead Mills pancake. I'm going to double that, go with 1.5 cups. Now this is going to make a lot of dust, so I'm going to do it over the stove with the fan on. I'll throw a little pastry flour in on that. Oh, you almost saw my feet there. You almost got my feet. I see we've got people with foot fetishes, so I'm going to guard against the foot fetish people. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we're done with the flour section. I'm going to look at the recipe again. 1 tablespoon of canola oil. I'm going to use olive oil in there. So only a tablespoon is pretty low. That means it's going to be 2 tablespoons. Yeah, that's quite a bit more than 2 tablespoons. I'm going to give it some of this olive oil. Two tablespoons of olive oil. I'm still going to use the olive oil because I'm going to spray the waffle iron with it. And instead of, I'm just going to ask for a cup of milk. A cup plus 2 extra tablespoons. Actually, a cup plus 4 tablespoons. I'm going to go with this 8 fluid ounces organic milk that I have to eat up from Horizon. I usually use these on road trips or survival food. But I really need to eat these up because they have like a 5-year lifespan. It's amazing when you put them in a container like this. But don't get the chocolate. The chocolate tends to separate. The vanilla milk and the organic low-fat milk is good. I'm just going to pour that right in there. Nice. Okay. Now that pan is at level 6. I'm ready to go with the sesame oil. I'm going to go ahead and put some sesame oil in the pan with the chicken right on top of it with a lot of ginger. Okay, about 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. Throw it in right away. I threw some ginger on it, about a teaspoon of ginger. And you want to move it around the oil really fast. Now, depending on where you want to go with this pepper taste, or with whatever taste you have with the chicken, I'm basically doing a hard cook in sesame oil to give it that flavoring, but you can go in any direction. I've got some cool wasabi powder that I made from those peas that have wasabi on them. I took a bag of peas, the wasabi peas, and just made a powder. My own little sprinkle. It's very light in salt, but has kind of a little bite to it. So if you want to throw a little hot sauce in there, you can. Yeah, wasabi works really well with Japanese cooking. Again, you could go in any direction with this. You can go in even the Spanish direction. You know, the concept could be to. I've never been to a restaurant that serves chicken and waffles. I've heard that's really popular. Yeah, very innovative. All right, so I'm just cooking the chicken, making sure it doesn't stick on the pan. The idea is to get the chicken done before you even add your vegetables. Otherwise, the vegetables will prevent the chicken from cooking. So I'm at a level 6. It should cook pretty quickly. And I'm using the cover off technique because I kind of want that fried taste. And I'm going to go with some nice vegetables today. Okay, I've got this celery I need to eat up, this organic celery. I'm going to pull that out. I could definitely use that, yeah. Whatever you put in these super pancakes, I'm going to use a couple stalks of this. Super waffles. You want to have roughage to make it super. So there's a lot of things we can add to this dish. Give it roughage. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some things here. I'm going to put that pancake mix over on the side. Hey, Amber. I see you even. All right. All right, we're going to just chop up the celery nice and fine. Not too big. You want everything kind of small. Throw that on there. You know, since I'm kind of going into a Spanish direction, or I mean an Asian direction, I'm going to go with a little spray of soy sauce to give it some salt. I've got some non-GMO soy sauce from Bragg. I'm going to spray it a couple times. No more than just a small amount of soy sauce. Really, soy sauce is super salty. A little pepper might be nice. Kind of adds a little zest to the chicken when you eat it. We're going for kind of a taste to content ratio here. So a taste to portion ratio. So you want to have a little taste in there. All right, you're going to warp drive. Yeah, I've got a special Star Trek thing I'm doing tonight. I am a prepper. Yes, Pedro, I am. I've been prepping since Y2K. Sarah and I met and got together because of Y2K. I took it seriously, and I think everyone should prepare for whatever could come our way. Yeah, soy sauce tends to have sodium and glutamates in it. This doesn't. The non-GMO Bragg does not have GMO soy or glutamates in it. Always look for that content. All right. Right, you could put some Himalayan sea salt in this, but I'm not going to bother. Hey, that's a little too salty in spurts. Great, we're getting done. I threw the celery in there because that takes a little longer. That roughage is going to really kind of crunch down on those things, so you want to really render all this down. Render under Caesar what is his, right? Okay. Next step would be the onion. I've got a half an onion here. I don't know. You know, anybody can find knives. They're pretty easy to find, except in England. I've got knives I actually want to like give to the thrift store. I just don't need them anymore. You get tired of certain knives over the years, and you know, some of them are flimsy. I like the knives I use. I've been using these for years. This knife is from 1967, I believe. Same age as the. It's a Rogers and Master Guild, and it holds an edge really well. And it's got a French curl on it. You see that little curl there? That makes it really easy to work with onions and cut vegetables. So, hang on, I just did the wrong thing. I contaminated the onion, so I'm rinsing it off right now because I put it on the chicken juice. Now I'm good. Okay, and I washed my peppers off. Nice and small, very small onion pieces. Kind of dice it. I'm still cooking at level 6 back there. Cool. All right, now comes the fusion stage of the cooking. I'm going to cover it up. All right. Now, you know what I like to do with my pancake mix or waffle mix? I'm going to take this spatula and mix it up here. I like to add a little bit of an egg, like one egg, even though it doesn't require it. I'm going to throw an egg in there because I like that. And I've got a secret about making pancakes and waffles that Sarah doesn't do. She makes the best waffles. We have a big waffle iron, you know, the big Belgian waffle iron. We have a different one. This is an old one. But she actually separates the whites from the eggs and fluffs them up with a blender. And that really gives you a lot of loft when you make Belgian waffles. I'm going to use a different technique. Something I learned from my uncle who used to make waffles. He put cottage cheese in his, but I'm going to take a yogurt. I've got some yogurt here. I'm going to put a little bit of yogurt in there, like a tablespoon or a couple tablespoons, heaping tablespoons. And what that does is it creates a little fluff. Take some of this yogurt. I'm going to put a little, like 2 heaping tablespoons in there. And that will give you a lot of rise. I'm working on a batter that's a little bit looser than this. Okay, I'm going to turn that flame down to 3 now on the chicken. I'm going to add a little water to this this blend. And just kind of get it to the point where it's better to start out with it's thicker than thinner. And just slowly add water as you see fit, and until you get that blend that you're looking for. This is pretty high quality organic wheat. You wouldn't get this at a restaurant. You get your standard GMO, pesticide-ridden wheat, you know. Well, I would not, if you have a problem with knives, I would get a really small knife. Somebody said they have a problem with knives. They don't want to have a big chef knife in the house. Well, you know, they make paring knives like these. These are your safest knives, right here. It's got a little saw blade on it. Okay, I'm going to start that this old waffle iron. I'm going to put that electric in. I plugged it in. It starts to heat up. This is a pretty good blend. It's still a little bit tight. You see that? I'm just giving you an idea of what we're looking at here. So I'm going to add a little bit more water to that. There we go. All right, I'm almost there. Look at that. It's getting the right consistency is the key. You want it to kind of like be thick, but not too thick. Right in the middle. All right. Yeah. Now, if you want to add a little something to this waffle for people who have digestion issues, a little bran goes a long way. So I'm going to throw a little bran in there. Haven't used this in a while. No more than about 2 tablespoons. You don't want to put too much bran in there. You can also use flaxseed meal, but I'm going to go with the bran just for digestion purposes. All right, cool. All right, we have one other thing to do. The peppers go in last. I stayed away from garlic on this particular episode because I don't want to. Last episode was so garlicky, people said, man, you're putting too much garlic in that. I really don't think so. But this particular I want an onion flavor. And I got this really good deal. I got 99 cents on this mozzarella cheese. Thick. 99 cents for a package of mozzarella. So I'm going to use a lot of that in today's meal. All right. Cutting up the peppers, same deal. You want to have them nice and small. Everything is going to be diced, easy to put in a little pancake or waffle. So I'm going to set it in the waffle maker just once I get it cooking. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a better view of this. There you go. Making sure you don't want to put seeds in there. Sarah hates seeds, so I have to always watch for seeds. She says, what? I don't like the seeds. I don't blame her. All right, and then these 2 peppers cost me a total of $1. The chicken cost me a total of $1. The flour cost me a total of, the flour and the egg I'm going to put in this cost me a total of $1. The celery and onion could be as much as $1. So I basically threw this out there as a $4 setup, but you can do it for less. All right, good. All right. Are you looking at my feet? Yeah, I've got people trying to stare at my feet from a distance with a microscope. And, I've got these foot fetish people in here. And yes, I do have amazingly beautiful feet, but I really don't think it's appropriate for you to look at them. Okay, I'm going to put that egg in the waffle mix. But first I want to put these peppers in the mix. So this is going to take a reverse cut. See, I'm lining them all up. And again, no more than 1/8 of an inch if you can do it. Nice and tight. I'm going to infuse the pepper taste in this dish. Now, if you want to use real ginger and things like that, you're going to get real bursts of flavor, and people might kind of freak out when they're eating it. That's why I go for powders. All right. This is almost ready. Okay. Got a nice glaze going in here. This is good. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put that breadboard material in the dish. And give it a nice mix. Now at this time you can add a little bit of more soy oil, like more sesame oil to this if you want. Just to kind of bring it into I'm still at level 3. I'm just going to let that saute right now. Perfect. I'll throw some more wasabi powder on it for salt. And heat. I want that super taste. And I'm going to put the egg in the mix here. All right. And just kind of rotate that in. I like a fresh egg in there. Even though the recipe doesn't call for it, it's pretty nice to have. It asks for rice milk or water, so you can use rice milk too. And if you're allergic to soy, regular milk, you know. Yeah, turmeric sounds like a really good idea. I like that. I'm going to throw some turmeric, or actually, yeah. I'm thinking I might just go ahead and throw some turmeric in there, just for you know, the health purposes. But because I don't have turmeric handy, oh, I do. Look at this. Organic ground turmeric from my savory spice lady over there. Wonderful spice rack they have. They have every spice in the world in this place. There's not much smell to turmeric, so it's just really good for you. I'm going to put that in on the chicken, this portion. So you can sprinkle curry on top of this as an alternative. But this makes it a super healthy waffle. All right, I struggled with the idea, what do I do as a topping? And you can make a kind of a tahini sauce with yogurt. It'd be kind of a nice topper, but it doesn't take more than a little mayonnaise and some yogurt for that. Okay, I'm going to mix all this together and let it saute while I'm doing the other thing. The peppers are al dente, so you don't want them to overcook. So everything's ready to go here. I'm going to go ahead and get this waffle iron open. Whoa, I better turn this fan on. Wow, that's a waffle iron. It still has the oil, you know, the seasoned panels from the 1960s on there. You have enough money to start a sovereign nation? Well, good for you, dude. Aren't you the greedy little guy? Mr. Greedy. Okay, we want to get a little oil going here, so I use these, don't get any ideas. I use these atomizers. They're really good for spraying oil. Okay, here we go. Spraying the griddle. Hello. There we go. Give a little griddle, a little spray. Let's pour our first waffle down. That's probably right enough to get started. Whoops. I blew it. Okay, now I'm going to take a spatula and scoop some of this chicken out and put it right in the middle. Okay? Kind of spread out the ingredients so at least a little chicken goes into each quadrant. That's pretty good. Okay, we're going to clamp down on that. I'm going to put a little bit more on top. All right, here we go. Yeah. Yogurt can last a month outside of the refrigerator. It was designed to last forever. It was one of the ways that the milk was kept, like cheese, in the old days. They kept yogurt in a container. It had its own little lifespan, and then it would convert into other things. Listen, Bono, if you don't know real cooking, don't comment. Yeah. This is real healthy cooking. I'm making things that you guys can eat and feel like you're eating something healthy. And this is a great way to spread out food. Yeah, really. The attacks continue. So this doesn't take long for the waffles to kind of roll out once you get going. We've got 20 minutes to roll out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 waffles. Well, since I'm going with a fold-over design, I'm going to put the mozzarella in the middle of 2 waffles, and I'm going to let it melt down. You can turn the back flame off. That's done. They're basically sitting in kind of suspended animation. Which came first, the waffle or the waffle iron? I think the waffle iron came first. New hairdo today? No, just I just jump out of the shower and it just sets that way. Yeah. David, if I fell off the wagon again? What happened? Oh, you're drinking. Oh, yeah, you and a lot of others have that problem with drinking. You cannot go back to the alcohol once you go away from it. Yeah, a little Asian flair, chicken waffles, yeah. A waffle is something that comes out of a waffle iron. That's the best description I know. Yeah, I'm glad you suggested turmeric. It's really smart. Oh, it's popping up already. Look at this. Wow, that really has a lot of pop. Holy moly. Hey, I'm going to get my mozzarella out. I'm going to go for 1 slice per rollover. So you got a nice mozzarella package here. They come in nice big slices. You don't want to put the paper on it. The paper separates. Hey there, Main Mix. Hello. Okay. The first waffle is always the hardest. Yeah, it's still cooking. The first waffle's the hardest. Yeah, it's a $4 dinner. You can do it for $3 if you're really, tight on money. Instead of chicken, you can use sausages, little pieces of sausage. That works pretty well. Bacon works well too. You got to pre-cook all the meat. Unless, of course, you use sausages that are pre-cooked. They do make those now. Okay, here we go. Whoa. We have a failure. We have a failure. Hang on. The first waffle is always sticky. There we go. Let's pull this off the grill right before it starts to burn. So there's a sticking issue with the grill. This has always been a problem for me. All right, so take your waffle, set it down, put your cheese on top, and you see how messed up this is. I'm literally going to have to scrape it off. Oh, it's coming off. Good. Okay. Take your waffle and roll it right in there like that. All right, we're getting there. Hang on. Yay! Look at that. Waffle extraordinaire. I'm going to cover that up and let it cook in its own heat. Let me take this out of here. That first piece was a little too much. I'll put it on top. A reconstructed waffle under hot pan. There you go. Okay, that pan's still hot, so I'm going to go ahead and put some oil on it and get another one going. That worked out. You never know when you're going to have a waffle failure. I'm going to put the vegetables in the middle of it, along with the meat. And remember to put a little meat in each quadrant. I'm going to come back with a little bit more of this. Cover it up. Hopefully we'll be getting a better one on the next one. A little more oil, and there we go. All right. Hopefully it's a little bit more, oil on the other one, but I did get a little waffle out here, so I'm going to try it. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's perfect. You need the ingredients. Yeah, you can use diced wieners if you really want. Yummy. That didn't even have the mozzarella in it. It was still good. Yeah. Yummy. Oh, my tummy. It's a feel-good thing. Waffles make you feel good because they have that wheat and the B vitamins, you know. But you can definitely taste the difference. Yeah, that's tasty. Doesn't really taste too Asian, you know. It's not overpowering with salt. I'm gonna slice off the back of this celery. I can use a little bit more celery on another dinner. Celery is great for a tuna fish and chicken salad. Oh, that's my spa. It kicked in. Wow. Man, I've been watching these amazing home shows on TV, on Netflix. It's phenomenal the homes that some people live in. That's not very nice. And I thought to myself, you know, you have such a phenomenal home yourself, David. I do. I really do. I mean, it's nestled in a lower middle class area, but I've got a view of the Olympic Mountains out of my window here when I cook. I've got my capsicum Medusa plant set for the winter. Look at that. In there is a capsicum Medusa plant that I'm readying for winter. It's going to be a winterized thing. I'm going to hopefully have little red capsicum peppers on there. We've got pears from our tree there, and tomatoes from our tomato in our greenhouse. It's amazing. And then my swim spa kicks on, you know? And I'm here listening to my swim spa doing a show broadcast all around the world. I mean, how could this be any better? I really don't know how it could be any better. Overlooking the ocean, but then you don't know if your property is going to fall into the ocean. A friend of mine bought a piece of property right on the edge of the LA mountain range near Pasadena. Hey, this is done. Ta-da! Okay, one waffle down, two waffles down. Let's get this up. I think we're having a problem with the lift factor. A modern waffle maker will not do this. This is strictly a result of the old coverings that they put on there. Okay, so there's your inner lining. We're going to flip it over like that. While it's hot, throw your mozzarella on. Take the other side, fold it right on top, and you've got your modified cheese-filled waffle. Otherwise, it would not be possible to have a waffle that's cheese-filled otherwise. Put it under glass like that. Okay, one more waffle coming up. Now you can feed 2 people with one of these waffles. There's enough waffle there, so I'm going to make 4 total. Actually, I'm going to go with 3. Looks like I've got enough just for 3. Okay, good. So we'll modify this and make it a 6-person deal. Although I have extra stuff over here. We'll leave it at 4. Just make a little extra waffle mix. I think it might help if I press down on it too. Let's see if that helps. Kind of mix it in with a spatula. All right, so we're going to just do 3 to feed 6 people. So we'll make a modification here from 8 down to 6. All right, thank you. And I'm about ready to wrap things up. As soon as that one's done, I'm pretty good. Yeah, they look pretty good. They're not bad. So 3 slices of cheese. About, I'd say 2 cups of waffle mix. And, you know, some veggies and a meat supply. And you've got whatever kind of waffle you can make with meat and vegetables in it. That's the whole goal here. Outstanding. And the idea that it has roughage. You know, I threw a little bran in there. That's really good quality Arrowhead Mills multigrain waffle mix. Try to get good quality, and you can buy good quality at a discount if you look around. Yeah. So we're going to try to probe into the FBI document, even though no one said anything. And what's strange about this entire ratification process of Brett Kavanaugh is that the FBI is very clandestine, and they don't have only about 7% of his work is allowed to be seen, which is very suspicious. It looks very corrupt. It's like, and now the congressmen or the senators that are looking at this, they run the risk of going to jail if they talk about it. I mean, this whole thing is ridiculous. Why would something be this sealed if he was a legitimate guy, if he was a good, straight person? I don't care. If he's going to be ramrodded in this country, we're going to be building a third party to take down and impeach certain people on the Supreme Court. I'm planning on doing an impeachment process for the Supreme Court members. We have a huge problem. We're getting really bad decisions out of the Supreme Court over the past 15, 20 years, and I can cite numerous instances where I can prove that. Citizens United is just one of the small examples. The decision making out of the Supreme Court has been corrupt. The thing that happened with the Walmart employees, the women, that was really sad. Wow. Okay, so I think with the modern waffle makers, you're going to have less of a problem than what I'm encountering with this old one, because all the surfaces are stickless on the ones that they make now. Yeah, well, I don't care. If it comes down to an independent building a political consensus in America to take down the Supreme Court members, we'll do it. And I mean impeach each and every one of them on various reasons that don't fit the qualifications necessary. We've got a very corrupt Congress right now that allows corrupt people like Kavanaugh to get into power, which is pushing our nation to the brink of functioning, really. But the impeachment process is something I can't do as a president. The legislators would decide, and they would just say, David, you're forget it. You can't do it. Not going to work. So then we'd have to see how many of those want to get through a midterm, and when they get fired and you guys hire third-party people, then we'll have the right people to push term limits and start an impeachment process against certain members of the Supreme Court. Yes, it is. Let's turn it off. Perfect. You caught me. Thank you. You're good. That was smart. All right. Good job. Perfect timing. Yeah, I'm really kind of disappointed in the way these waffle makers, these old ones, work. It's just, you know, they're not really designed really anymore for cooking. They're kind of reaching the end of the rope. This would be good in a cabin or something, you know. Other than that, it's really of no value. But I hate to get rid of things, so if you get under them, they're okay. So I'm working my way under here. You see that? Give it a twist. I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. There we go. This is how it should have been at the beginning. And then you cut it along the line here. See that? Cut along the line. And then take a half a slice of cheese and break it apart there. Make sure you cover all that area and then flip it over onto itself. Okay. The cheese will drizzle down, and I recommend serving this with some sort of a light tahini dressing. I would use the yogurt that I have here. Where's my yogurt? There it is. I take the rest of this yogurt container. In fact, I can do that right now. I'll show you how to do it. It's a really good way to do it. You take a little mayonnaise. I'm going to take some of this mayo, put it in the yogurt container, like that. Typically a tahini has dillweed in it, but you can put any number of flavorings in it. I've got some really good garlic here. And a pickle in my pickle jar. I'm going to put that over on the chopping block. Nice. I'm going to chop up the pickle, which has dill in it, a little garlic. Okay. Voila. And if you want, you could put a little sesame oil in that too. I just made a really nice sauce. So you can top it off as you eat it with this sauce that's low calorie. Isn't that great? It's a tahini sauce, similar to the falafel tahini sauces that they make. It's kind of like tartar sauce. Yeah, it's not really designed for fish. You know, it'd be really good in here is a little cumin too. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that. Oh, there it is. It's up here. I'm going to put a little cumin for flavor. That, it turns out, cumin is also good for memory. They're finding really good results from cumin and memory. People, like if you have a family member that might be suffering from Alzheimer's or something. Hey, it's 6 o'clock. I get in the other room. Okay. You saw it, folks. Delivered to your doorstep, the wonderful waffle, super waffle with mozzarella and tahini. Thank you for watching. Take care.